The author says, that's Imam An-Nasafiyy, rahimahullah ta'ala, Surat Al-Humazah, the Qur'anic chapter called Al-Humazah. Al-Humazah is an excessive gossiper. It's a Meccan surah, Makkiyah, وَهِيَ تِسْعُ آيَاتٍ. It consists of 9 verses. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. وَيْلٌ لِكُلِّ هُمَزَةٍ لُمَزَةٍ. Woe, wail. There is severe torture, or there is a valley in hellfire. لِكُلِّ هُمَزَةٍ. For every humazah, أي الذي يعيب الناس من خلفهم, meaning the one who talks about the people behind their backs. Lumazah, أي من يعيبهم مواجهة. And for every lumazah, meaning the one who dispraises people in their faces. What a very bad person. He talked about the people behind their back and he will dispraise them in their faces. And it's not an excuse for someone when he talks about someone behind his back that he says, I'd say it to him in his face. Ghiba is haram unless you have an excuse. That's saying something true about the Muslim in his absence that he doesn't like. That's haram unless you have an excuse. And saying harmful words to the Muslim, that's haram. Saying them to him, that's haram unless you have an excuse. وَبِنَاءُ فُعَلَ يَدُلُّ عَلَى أَنَّ ذَلِكَ عَادَةٌ مِّنْهِ. And the pattern of fu'ala indicates that this is that one's normal behavior. He's a humazah and a lumazah. That's a pattern there. So someone, maybe he eats a lot. Eating, that's from Hamza Kaf Lam, akala, to eat, akala. So if someone's a glutton, he would be a ukala. Ukala. Something he does all the time. And I actually had a list of words on this pattern. MashaAllah. But I don't have them here with me now. Allah knows best. Yeah, I don't have it here. So, you know how Arabic language is a language of patterns. So that's a pattern. Fu'ala. It's an emphatic form. قيل نزلت في الأخنس ابن شريق. It was said that this was revealed about someone named Al-Akhnas ibn Shurayq. وكانت عادته الغيبة والوقيعة. And it was his habit to gossip and to cause trouble. وقيل في أمية بن خلف. And it was said that this is revealed about Umayyah ibn Khalaf. وقيل في الوليد. And it was said it was revealed about that kafir named Al-Walid. ويجوز أن يكون السبب خاصا والوعيد عاما. And it's valid that this verse would be revealed for a particular reason, Yani, because of a particular person or for some particular incident, but that the threat that it contains would be general. لِيَتَنَاوَلَ كُلَّ مَنْ بَاشَرَ ذَلِكَ الْقَبِيحِ, so that it would include everyone who engages in that ugly act. This is a very important issue here. The Quran, as you know, it was revealed in pieces. And sometimes it would be revealed, some of those pieces or installments would be revealed because of something that happened or something that someone said. That's called, does anyone remember what that's called? When the ayah is revealed because of something someone said or something someone did. Do you remember what that's called, whether in English or Arabic? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's called Sababun Nuzul, the reason for the revelation. Sababun Nuzul. The plural of sabab is asbab. So sometimes they would say asbabun nuzul, the reasons for the revelation. That's important to know if you want to study tafsir of Qur'an and understand Qur'an well. Two different things. One is the reason for the revelation, and one is the actual tafsir, the interpretation of the ayah. Yes. Sabab an-nuzul. Sababun nuzul, the reason for the revelation. And here's the rule, important rule. Al-ibratu bi'umumi al-lafz, la bi khususi sabab. The regard is given to the generality of the words, not the reason for the words. Not the particular reason for the words. The generality, the regard is given to, when it comes to a rule, the regard is given to the generality of the words, not the reason for the words. What that means is when the words are general, then the rule follows that generality. It will be a general rule, even if it were revealed for something in particular. For example, the hadith deniers. If you told them, you can't deny the hadiths, Allah says, وَمَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ. Whatever the messenger gave you, then take it. They would say, this is not proof for hadiths. This was revealed about when the Prophet was distributing war spoils. So what are they doing here? They're trying to limit the explanation of the ayah to the reason it was revealed. It's true it was revealed about war spoils. By the way, which for them to confirm that means they're confirming the hadiths. It's true that this was revealed about war spoils. Whatever the messenger gave you, then take it. But the wording is general. So whatever he gave you, then take it. That includes the hadiths. So that's what Imam An-Nasafiyy is saying here. وَيْلٌ لِكُلِّ هُمَزَةٍ لُمَزَةٍ. Woe to every humazah who's a lumazah. The humazah being that one who talks about people behind their backs And the Humazah being the one who talks dirty to the people in their faces. That smart mouth who talks to people, talks bad to people in their faces. It was said that this was revealed about someone named Al-Akhnas ibn Shuraiq, or that it was revealed about Umayyah ibn Khalaf, or it was revealed about someone else, but it's valid that the threat here would be general, even if it were revealed about someone in particular. Who's that one? الذي جمع مالا وعدده. That one who amasses wealth. He collects money. And another recitation of the ayah is جمع with a shadda on the meme. مبالغة ذلك مبالغة جمع الذي جمع مالا وعدده, according to another recitation. Then it is more emphatic. He amasses wealth a lot. وعدده, and he hoards it. أي جعله عدة لحوادث الدهر, meaning that he puts it away to store it for whatever might happen. يحسب أن ماله أخلده. He reckons that his money makes him immortal. He reckons that his money immortalizes him. أخلده أي تركه خالدا في الدنيا لا يموت. He reckons that his money will leave him to live forever in the world, not dying. Yani, that's how much he's concerned about death. Not concerned about death at all. أو هو تعريض بالعمل الصالح وأنه هو الذي أخلد صاحبه في النعيم. Or another way to explain this is that it is a way to insinuate what the good deed does for the one who does it. The good deed is what results in its performer being forever in bliss. So that's what the good deed does for the one who does the good deed. So this gossiper, this smart mouth gossiper who has money, he sees his money like that his money for him is like what the good deed does for the good doer. That it will leave him, that it will make him live forever. فَأَمَّا الْمَالُ فَمَا أَخْلَدَ أَحَدًا فِيهِ. But in reality, no money has ever left anyone to live forever. No money has ever immortalized anyone. Kalla, desist from such an idea. Do not reckon that this money will immortalize you. لا ينبذن في الحطمة. He will, by God, be thrown, this one who amassed his wealth, he will, by God, be thrown into the crusher. Finnar, into hell. التي شأنها أن تحطم كل ما يلقى فيها. That hell which its case is that it breaks everything that's thrown into it. When a person is thrown into the hellfire, his bones will shatter inside of his body from the power of that fire. So that's why it was called Al-Hutamah, the crusher, the breaker. That's one of the names of hell. You can call it An-Nar, the fire with a capital F, Al-Jahim, the inferno, or As-Sa'ir, also the inferno, capital I, Jahannam, hell, the capital H, Saqar. I'm not sure what's the literal meaning of Saqar, but it means hell. That's one of its names. And it has other names too. And amongst the names of hell is Al-Hutamah, the crusher or the breaker. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْحُطَمَةُ. And what made you know what the breaker, what the crusher is? Ta'jibun. That statement is to cause astonishment. What would make you know what the crusher is? Wa ta'zim. And it is to magnify the seriousness of this hell, this crusher. And then the next ayah tells us what it is. Narullahi al-muqadah. The fire of Allah that is ignited. The ignited fire of Allah. Khabaru mubtada'in mahdhuf. Ay hiya narullah. And here, narullah, the fire of Allah, that is by itself a predicate. So if it's a predicate, that means it needs a subject. And the subject is hiya, it. So the meaning is, it is the fire of God. Al-Muqadah, the ignited one. It's already lit. Allati tattali'u ala al-af'idah. That one that becomes acquainted with the center of the hearts. That fire that becomes acquainted with the middle of the hearts. Here, when you recite this ayah, allati tattali'u, so you have here shoot. Okay. So you have here a ta and you have a ta. Ta and ta, those are sisters. And they come from the same spot. Ta, ta, but their attributes are different. Ta is thin, ta is thick. So ta tali'u, ta tali'u, ta, and then you're going to bring that ta to a ta. Ta tali'u. So don't say two tas. Don't say ta tali'u. Don't say two tas. Don't say ta tali'u. Ta tali'u. Allati tattali'u ala al-af'idah. That fire which becomes acquainted with the af'idah. Af'idah, that's the plural of fu'ad. The fu'ad is the center of the heart. يعني أنها تدخل في أجوافهم, meaning that the fire enters their insides. It goes into their bodies, inside their bodies. Does not only burn their outsides, it enters them. حتى تصل إلى صدورهم, until it actually gets inside of their chests, that fire. وتطلع على أفئدتهم, and then it becomes in contact. It gets in contact with the center of their hearts. وهي أوساط القلوب. The أفئدة is that's plural. That's the centers of the hearts. ولا شيء في بدن الإنسان ألطف من الفؤاد. And there is nothing in the human body more delicate than the center of the heart. ولا أشد تألما منه بأدنى أذى يمسه. Nor is there anything in the human body that hurts more than the center of the heart, even from the slightest touch. فكيف إذا طلعت عليه نار جهنم واستولت عليه. So if that's the case, if the center of the heart is that delicate, then what would be the case if the fire of hell contacts the center of the heart and engulfs it? وقيل خص الأفئدة لأنها مواطن الكفر. And it was said that the center of the heart is mentioned in particular because that's where the kufr is. وَالْعَقَائِدِ الْفَاسِدَةِ, and that's where the corrupt convictions are. وَمَعَنَا اطِّلَاعِ النَّارِ عَلَيْهَا أَنَّهَا تَشْتَمِلُ عَلَيْهَا. And the meaning of the fire contacting that or becoming acquainted with that is that the fire engulfs it. إِنَّهَا عَلَيْهِمْ مُؤْصَدَةٌ. Indeed it, أي النار أو الحطمة, meaning the fire or the crusher, it is sealed on them. Hellfire will be sealed, the place itself. Hell already has its surrounding walls, and it has its own land, and it has a ceiling, and it has gates, 7 gates. Each gate leads to a different section of hell. Then, when all the people are inside of hell, the ceiling will come down and the gates will be closed, locked. في عمد ممددة. في عمد, and it was also recited في عمود. وهما لغتان في جمع عماد. Those are 2 variants for the plural of imad. The imad being the beam. What do you call that? There's a name for it probably. The beam that you put across the door to lock the door, like especially in those old days when they didn't have locks like we have them. So they had like a piece of wood that they put across the door so that it won't be opened from the outside. That's what's in hell. كإهاب وأهب وحمار وحمر ممددة أي تؤصد عليهم الأبواب وتمدد على الأبواب العمد استيثاقا في استيثاق. A column, maybe. But column for sure is a broad word. I don't know if there's a special word for the thing you put across the door in particular. But that's what's in hell. So the gates of hell will be locked and then sealed by these columns that lock the doors. A drawbar. Thank you. Drawbars. Interesting. This surah, for me, has special place in my heart. As I remember, as a new Muslim, I was just a teenager learning this surah. And it had such a nice sound. وَيْلٌ لِكُلِّ هُمَزَةٍ لُمَزَةٍ الَّذِي جَمَعَ مَالًا وَعَدَّدَهُ يَحْسَبُ أَنَّ مَالَهُ أَخْلَدَهُ كلا لينبذن في الحطمة وما أدراك ما الحطمة نار الله الموقدة التي تطلع على الأفئدة إنها عليهم مؤصدة في عمد ممددة. This surah actually opened my mind to different style of rhymes. I never heard something rhyme like that before.